Happy New Year's everyone and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be making a Greek chicken rice bowl. This recipe has 450 grams of food and 489 calories. Let's make it together. First we're going to make a marinade. In this bowl is 300 milliliters of Greek yogurt. Into this bowl we're going to add 10 grams of Greek seasoning, 10 grams of garlic powder, 10 grams of roasted red pepper spice, 25 grams of garlic, and 50 milliliters of lemon juice. And of course, salt and pepper to taste. We're going to give this a little mix and then set it aside. Next, we're going to take our boneless, skinless chicken breasts and add it to the marinade. With our hands, we're going to give this a good toss, ensuring that the whole chicken is covered, and then we're going to set it aside for 1 hour. The purpose of the yogurt marinade is to tenderize the meat, giving you a juicier chicken breast. While the chicken marinades, we're going to make our rice. We're going to take 3 cups of water and put it into 1.5 cups of converted white rice. You don't have to use converted rice, you could use jasmine, basmati, brown, whatever type of rice you want, it's all the same calories. We're going to season the rice with salt just to give it a little bit more flavor. Into the rice cooker it goes, and this should take about 20 minutes. Now we're going to cut 4 large zucchinis. We're simply going to cut the ends and then cut it in half lengthwise. Once our zucchinis are cut, we're going to spray it with a low-calorie canola oil or Pam spray. Then we're going to season it generously with Greek seasoning, garlic powder, salt, and pepper. We're going to roast this in the oven for 10 minutes at 450 degrees Fahrenheit. What we're looking for is a flimsy zucchini but still slightly raw after it's cooked. These meals are going to be reheated in the future, so we're going to let the microwave finish off the cooking. Next, we're going to cut a bunch of vegetables for our Greek rice. While I cut this veg, this is where I remind you to smash that like button and hit the notification bell for new videos. And if you really like what you see, hit the subscribe button. It's at the bottom right of your screen. For this Greek rice, we're just cutting some red onions, red bell peppers, green bell peppers, and some olives. During this time, our rice is already done cooking and is cooling on the side. Now, we're going to take 500 grams of our cooked converted white rice that's already been cooled, and to it, we're going to add 50 grams of our black olives, 50 grams of red bell peppers, 50 grams of green bell peppers, and 50 grams of red onions. Then, we're going to season this with 10 grams of dry chicken stock, 10 grams of Greek seasoning, 10 grams of garlic powder, and salt and pepper to taste. We're going to give this a good mix and then set it aside. After 1 hour, our chicken should be done marinating. We're simply going to place this on a tray with some parchment paper. We're going to take this and throw it into the oven at 450 degrees Fahrenheit for 12 to 15 minutes, or until the temperature internally is at 170 degrees Fahrenheit. While our chicken is cooking, we're going to cut our zucchinis. These zucchinis have been cooling for about 10 minutes. We're going to cut them and set aside to cool down some more. Next, we're going to make our tzatziki. We're going to begin by cutting some cucumbers into a very small dice. Now, in 175 milliliters of Greek yogurt, we're going to add in our cucumbers, garlic, lemon juice, and dried dill. And of course, a little bit of salt to taste. We're going to give this a good mix, and just like that, we've made tzatziki. After 15 minutes in the oven, this is our chicken. We're going to let this cool down before we cut it, or the chicken will shred. You don't necessarily have to cut the chicken, you can just throw it into the meal prep. I just cut it so that I can weigh out exactly how much goes into a meal. After we're done cutting the chicken, it's time to plate up our meal prep. Alright guys, so here's the meal prep after 1 day. As you can see, condensation formed, and we don't want that. This means I didn't properly cool the meal prep and steam formed condensation on top of the lid. Why is this bad? Because it reduces the shelf life, especially if you want to keep these meals in the fridge for longer than 5 days. Anyways, I just took this meal and threw it in the microwave for about a minute. We're gonna give this a taste and see how it is. By the way, this chicken I used was bought in Walmart, and if you guys know about Walmart, their chicken is not the best quality. But it's really cheap though. Anyways, after 1 day in the fridge, if you take a look at this chicken, it's still nice and juicy, and that's because of the marinade. And also, we didn't overcook the crap out of it. And as for the rice, as you can see, I just added in the veg raw, and that's because the microwave was gonna cook it more. If I cooked the veg with the rice, and then cooled it, and then microwaved it again, this veg would have lost all integrity. It would have been mushy and gross, and it would have made the rice taste awful. And as for the zucchini, as you can see, it's now fully cooked. It was slightly under when we put it into the meal plan, but again, the microwave will finish off the cooking. And again, the nice thing with slightly raw veg is that when you freeze it and then you unfreeze it, it still holds its shape. Not like if you cook it all the way, then freeze it and then unfreeze it, it just becomes completely mush. Anyways, that concludes my very first episode. One thing I want you guys to take away from this is please cool your meal prep properly because it will make it last in your fridge longer. If you guys like what you see, hit the like button or the subscribe button, and if you guys have any questions at all, please post in the comments below. I will gladly answer them. Thank you very much and Happy New Year.